Hey guys, Kenny here. I had a very nice movie time tonight. I went to see a special screening of the highly anticipated drama comedy as well, the Facebook movie, The Social Network. I went to see it at 7:30 at my local movie grill called the Studio Movie Grill. It was at 7:30. I got there around 3:30, 3:40, somewhere around there. So I was there quite a few hours before the movie actually started. That's how pumped I was for it. I got a little bored and I went to this electronics store. Came back. The line had gotten a little far, but I wasn't too far behind, so I wasn't worried. At least I got wristbanded and I was able to go in. I'm glad it wasn't one of the people who ended up waiting outside near 24-hour fitness. I figured a lot of them out there wouldn't be able to get in because I figured a lot of the wristbands had already been given out. I just wanted to share a little of my experience before the movie. I sat on the floor for quite a while. I was standing for a while, and then I went back to sitting because I got restless, and I had to give my phone to security there because I couldn't. It was the studio people were there, then they didn't allow any electronic devices because they didn't want anything recorded, like either audio or video, so I was willing to do that. So I would just throw out my little experience of leading up to going in. And, excuse me, the movie itself, I loved it. I thought it had a very good flow to it. I loved how it went from what went on in the past with the creation of Facebook to offices, about the lawsuit moments, and how the lawsuit moments also related to what was going on in the scenes that were involved in the past. That I really loved how the connection between each of those scenes, the past and the present, connected so well. Uh, it was also quite funny. I was actually really surprised. So there are also some pretty mature moments like drug use, alcohol, sexual sex moments. Obviously, stealing. So it's PG-13, but it's quite a bit mature. I really wouldn't recommend anyone under 13 going to see this. And in my opinion, I think it's might be best for people that are over 13 to go and see it. 15, at least 15 or 16, because it can get pretty racy and mature. But the performances, every performance was top notch. Even the hotly talked about best supporting actor, possible nomination for Justin Timberlake. He's not in it very much. Believe it or not, it's his combined time might be just 25, 30 minutes, maybe 35. He's in it for his character. He's in it for a pretty short amount of time with how long the movie is. But I really do agree with this prediction. I think he probably could win it. And Jesse Eisenberg, I think this is the best acting I've ever seen him do, ever. And this is the first time I ever saw Andrew Garfield. I was very, very pleased with him. He was able to be funny and serious at the same time. He, in a way, had some of the best written dialogue out of all three characters, in my opinion. And he also had some of the funniest moments. I'm not gonna. There ends up being something to do with an animal that he was having to carry around that kind of goes. That's kind of a thread through some of the movie. I'm not gonna say what the animal is, but that made tons of people in the theater laugh when that came up. And those two guys that played the rowing those two twins that were on the rowing team, they were actually quite good. Even they were funny too. They also had some really good lines. There's one fantastic scene with the both of them, and I think it's the head of the school. I'm not sure what they're called, and who's at universities like that, Harvard. But they were really, really good. I think this probably is the start of them having a very bright and promising career ahead of them. They're actually around my age, and those two, the real brothers that the actors are based on, those brothers were in the 2008 Beijing Olympics on the rowing team for America. And there's this other actor who's with him, this other character, I forget his name. He was really very, very good. He's another one who doesn't come up very much, but I was very pleased with his performance. I don't know if there's anything else I can say, but the Social Network. Oh, I was very pleased with it, and it has a 100% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes at the moment, and I highly agree with that percentage. Also, the Social Network could be a little confusing. It does jump around a lot, and it takes a little bit of thinking to try and keep up with what's going on and keep the connections going. But I think once you figure it all out, it all makes sense at the end of the movie. What I didn't know was that Facebook, what it is now, at the time when it was first created, it was called the Facebook. That might have been a spoiler, but that was the website. It was called the Facebook in the early years. Everything that I said in my video of my thoughts of the Social Network, I went in with pretty good expectations, and everything I said in that video, I think I was right. I think this is David Fincher's masterpiece, and I think every actor that's in this, every person in this, uh, has done their excuse me, has done their best work ever in their entire careers, and this probably excuse me, this probably will be the best work they will ever do in their careers, working with a great David Fincher. And even the crew, they did a fantastic job. Everything I said in my thoughts on The Social Network, yes. About the crew, I was spot on. I am so glad I did that video. Listen, I thought The Social Network went through each phase of the past of how the site was created, and as the time periods moved forward and went to the office areas when the lawsuit scenes were going on. I thought they went well, very, very well. I didn't see anything wrong with The Social Network. I really think this is probably my second or third favorite movie of the year, behind Toy Story 3 and Inception. That probably could be my top 3 so far this year, and it probably will stand to be my top 3. But The Social Network, it's a solid movie, terrific entertainment, solid story. It's not really confusing to keep up with. I love how there's dialogue that goes on in the past scene that connects well with a scene in an office where the lawsuit is going on, and that happens a lot, where someone says something in the past scene, and then it correlates with the scene in the office perfectly. The editing was spot on. I love the music as well. And there's pop music in it, which probably wasn't really necessary, but those scenes were still good. I didn't see anything wrong with The Social Network. I was on such a high after I was going into the movie, and then coming out of the movie. I had an even bigger high after seeing it, so I felt like I had to talk about it. I think everyone that sees it and everyone who does movie reviews on this site will love The Social Network as well. I can't imagine any of them not liking it. But I'm not trying not to give any spoilers. The Social Network was funny, entertaining, had crisp, great dialogue, and fantastic score, direction, acting, script writing. Everything in it, in my opinion, was flawless. Just terrific entertainment. I think all of you would love The Social Network, for those of you that will want to see it. So I think that's all I have to say. So stay cool and relax.